Hi guys, welcome to this week's pregnancy update. So this is my 33 to 34 and a bit, we'll call it 33 to 34 pregnancy update. Now these past 2 weeks have just been, I'm sure I'm not the only person in this pregnancy that feels like every hurdle that you know they say you're gonna have to overcome, like, oh, you may develop this, you may develop that, some may develop this. I feel like every single one of those things I've developed and I've had to like overcome, and I think it gets to the point where it's just like, oh, I just don't know how much more I can take. And I'm almost surprised at how much I have been able to take. And it's so much different when you're fighting, when you've got a baby inside you and you're like, no, I need to do this for the sake of the baby. And it's overwhelming. So if there's any mums out there that are watching this that have had, you know, SPD, that have had, you know, the deep vein thrombosis, the carpal tunnel syndrome pain like in their wrists, if they've had like the leg spasm, like the dead legs at night, if they're having to, you know, inject themselves, like if you're having to do anything in your pregnancy that you didn't think you'd have to do, like kudos to you, because you know they tell you that it's, you know, you're gonna be hormonal, and they tell you like, you know, you're gonna get nice and big, you know, but they don't tell you that like sometimes it can really affect your health. They don't tell you that like it can make certain other things like trigger, and you know, they don't focus on the negatives. And it's not like there's not support there when those things go wrong, but it's almost like, no one told me that when I was trying to get pregnant. Everyone was like, oh, it's so much fun, oh, you'll love being a mum. No one told me that, like, you know, I'm going to be waddling around because I'm going to have like this massive pain like in my lady garden. No one told me about that. Thanks guys. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of like do a bit of a shout out to all the mums. You know, you're working hard, your body's like making a person, and you're going through so much. And I just feel like these past 2 weeks for me have just been like a bit of an emotional roller coaster. And I'm gonna apologize in advance now if I get a bit teary, because even yesterday was raw for me. So it's not a secret if you guys follow me on Instagram. If you don't, you can follow me at Lucie Loves It. And I've been posting like my weekly updates of my bump, and she's getting rather big. And in my previous 2 growth scans, I think at 28 weeks I told you guys that she was weighing in at £3 1 ounce, and then at my 32 week scan she was 4.5 pounds. And they were, you know, they were like, oh, you know, baby's tummy's getting a bit big. But I did my gestational diabetes test and it came through okay. So they weren't sure what was going on. So we've waited, and I just had on Friday, just gone, I just had my 34 week scan, growth scan, and she's now measuring this little chubby bunny at £6 6 ounces at 34 weeks. So they were a little bit like, and of course looking at me as I'm a plus size woman, I'm pretty sure they just think I eat every like Krispy Kreme donut in sight. So they booked me in so that I could go to the diabetic midwife clinic on Monday. So I went in on Monday and I sat in, and I had a little chat with, there was like a group of us, and we got given this device to take my blood. It's called the Glucoman Aereo. Really pain-free, like even as someone, I mean, I don't mind needles, but really painless like to do, but it's just another thing to have to do. Like if you know my history of like how my pregnancy's been, it's not been easy, so this is just like another thing. And I had to monitor my bloods for 2 weeks, taking like 4 pinpricks a day, one at breakfast, one before breakfast, and one an hour after I'd eaten, one an hour after I'd eaten my lunch, and one an hour after I'd eaten my dinner. And at the bottom it had like a gauge of where it needed to be between, you know, this point and this point. And if I had 3 or more readings that were higher than those, I had to call them and then go back in. So it would mean that maybe my body's not doing what it needs to be doing with the sugar, and of course any excess sugar, baby's just mopping it right up, which is obviously why she's, you know, quite big. And that was, part of me was just like, yeah, that's probably what it is, knowing my luck. So we've all done a little test there while, you know, sort of like while being shown how to do. Mine was fine, or I'd had breakfast, so it was where it should have been, no problem. Bearing in mind, I'd already, from the Friday, after knowing I was coming in for this, changed everything on our Tesco's delivery. Like, no, we can't have that sauce, it's too rich for the bolognese, I have to make it from scratch, low sugar, low sugar. You know, just already trying to change my diet, thinking, oh. And obviously when I got there, she's like, you know, you're not supposed to change your diet. You know, I want you to eat all the things you would normally eat. Oh, probably. All the things you would normally eat. So that you can, so they can gauge my sugars and stuff, because obviously if I eat healthy for those 2 weeks, it's going to come back normal, and then I'll go back to eating how I was eating, and there'll be an issue again. So I was like, okay. And went home, had a bit of leftover curry. I was like, well, I would have eaten it, it's not going to waste. Wasn't particularly bad. Had a high reading, 9.1. I was like, okay. Dinner time, made a bolognese from scratch. You know, chopped tomatoes, you know, not a home bought sauce that had sugars sky high. Everything was really low in sugar that I had made, even using like some brown low sugar pasta, which just isn't the same for a Sicilian girl, let me tell you that right now. Anyway, that's besides the point. And high again. I was like, oh, 2 out of 3, okay. Woke up in the morning before I'd had any breakfast, pricked myself again, so to speak, and it was high again, and I was just like, this isn't right. So I called the midwife, who passed me on to Annette, who was doing the diabetic clinic. Lucie, we're going to need to get you to come in. You know, you've already had 3 high readings, chances are you've got gestational diabetes. We need to get you started on some pills. Brilliant. So a tearful Lucie went down to St Helier, which is the hospital I'm at. Went back to the hospital and went to see them, and had to wait ages because they were already sort of doing appointments. Anyway, we sort of did some tests, and they've put me on metformin. So I take 1 pill with my lunch, 1 pill with my dinner, and I get to continue to prick myself, not only for the 2 weeks, but for the remainder of my pregnancy. And oh, I had such a palaver yesterday getting the strips, and oh, I won't even go into it because I'm pretty sure I would lose my shit. But it's just been a really testing time, and you know, if it's not one thing, it's something else. If it's not something, it's something else. You know, I'm taking iron pills because, you know, I'm like anemic, which always makes me laugh because when I say it out loud, I'm just like, well, to look at me, I don't look anemic, but what does an anemic person look like? I don't know. I'm taking iron pills. I'm giving myself a blood thinning injection every day, which I've been doing for probably like almost a month now. You know, and now I'm having to stab myself like 4 times a day and take these metformin pills, and oh. So I have to go back in on Monday, which today's Friday that I'm filming this video, which is my last day of work. Woo, woo, Matt, leave, woo, woo. Sorry, had to get in there. And got to go back in on Monday because I've got what would be my 36-week, it's a bit early, 36-week growth scan, because I'm technically in my 35 weeks today. So next week I'm going in for my 36-week growth scan, and then I get to have a little chinwag with the anaesthetist, because apparently my whole birth plan has to change now, which is annoying, and I'm pretty sure they're going to make me get a C-section, and I really don't want one. Really don't want one. And then I have to go back and see, apparently it takes like 2 days for the metformin to kick in, so obviously I've been taking that, so I'm hoping that maybe the readings would have dropped a little bit. If they haven't dropped a little bit, I think they up my dose on metformin, maybe, and then see how that goes like next Monday, because I think it's only Monday she does her clinic. So then wait a week and then go back in next Monday. And I think obviously if she's continuing to grow at that rate, bearing in mind the last growth scan was 2 weeks, Lord knows how big she is now, whether or not we would have a conversation about inducing and me having her early, like I don't know. I don't think they would take her out earlier than 37 weeks, but then that would be technically a week away, so to speak, from my appointment on Monday. And I don't know if they'd rather she get to a certain weight or if it's more of a time, like I really don't know. So I've got loads of different questions, and I'm quite a control freak, so this is like driving me a bit crazy. So I'm trying not to think about it too much, and I'm really just trying to focus on my diet. And funnily enough, well, I'd say a diet. I'm trying to follow the GI diet they've been told, which is all like low sugars and stuff. So trying to sort of just focus on that and make sure I'm, you know, taking my meds and doing my pricks and just trying to, you know, keep calm. I've been really lucky, like having such a supportive family, and like my work, oh my god, everyone's just been amazing. So it's been a tough 2 weeks, I'm not gonna lie. It's been emotional. I'm like day 60 of like lack of sleep, only running on a couple of hours. Like I think I said it in my last video, like so thankful to be pregnant, cannot wait to meet her, but I've had enough now. I've had enough now. It's been a very testing pregnancy. So that's kind of basically been my week. A lot of worrying, a lot of fart-arsing around, a lot of back and forth to the hospital, and I can only empathise with ladies that are you know, struggling, because it is a struggle. I don't know how single mums do it. I don't, you know, like I had a flap yesterday just trying to get to the GP to pick up a prescription to then go pick it up. You know, I can only probably walk like X amount of steps before my SPD starts hurting, and feel like a bit of a hypochondriac when I talk about it, but it's real, you know. And they don't, you know, women shouldn't be made to feel bad for complaining when they're having a hard time with their pregnancy, because we do sugarcoat it a little bit, you know, because oh, it's exciting because you're pregnant, oh, it's part and parcel of being pregnant. But you know, they don't tell you all this stuff could happen, and they don't tell you it could all happen at once, and you know, you're not prepared for it. Like I wasn't prepared for it, and there might be some other plus size mums that aren't prepared for it, or just mums in general that aren't prepared for it. So yeah, if anyone ever wants to have a chin wag, you know, because they're having a tough pregnancy, you leave a comment and we'll have a chat, and you know, hopefully we can bond together over our pains and our trials and tribulations. In terms of what's to come, obviously I've told you guys about Monday, so we'll keep you informed about that. I'll probably even put something up on my Instagram, you know, with like a little update, because I've got a lot of plus size mummies that follow me on Instagram. They're always interested to know like how I'm doing. So once again, if you're not following me on Instagram, I'll leave my social links down below. You know, you can keep updated there, or you can just keep subscribed to me on YouTube, that's fine. But I've got loads of exciting videos coming. I have been so lucky with so many brands sending me some bits for Amelia. Like she's already so spoiled. I've already been sent a lovely changing bag, which I haven't opened because I'm going to do a little open video. And we've been sent like some artwork for her nursery. I've been sent like loads of bamboo like swaddling stuff, and you know, like a plus size like I say like baby feeder, like to sort of put over like if I feed her while I'm out and about. Like I've been sent so many things, so I can't wait to sort of take pictures and videos and all this stuff and share them with you and share them on the blog. So yeah, there's that. I definitely want to do a what's in my hospital bag once I've had a play with my new bag. I've got my baby shower on Sunday, which I'm really looking forward to. I've actually planned it. I get a huge kick out of hosting. Like I love having people over for dinner and fussing and, oh, you know, you sit down, I'll go get the food, like I love it, and I get such a kick out of hosting. So I don't like surprises, and I don't like, I say like being dictated to. I'd hate it if I had to sit there and not know what was happening and have all these people around me and they were like, okay, it's time to open presents, which is like my worst fear. Or like, oh, we're doing this and we're gonna go like measure the bump, and I'll just be there like the measure doesn't fit. Like, oh, there's just so many scenarios and I'm just like, no. And I had loads of people offer to do it for me, but I was just like, do you know what, I'm gonna do it myself. So I've like organised loads of games. I've like made like pom-poms and like tissue paper tassels like for decoration, and I've got like a couple of friends baking cakes, like vegan cakes, and we're just gonna have like some tea and coffee and cakes and scones and kind of like a bit of an afternoon tea minus the sandwiches. And yeah, I've got like some games. So I'm hopefully gonna like take some pictures and maybe just do a quick little video to go in next week's update, like of the baby shower, just to show you like what we've done and stuff, and you know, or maybe I'll just do it depending on how much footage I get, maybe just a video on it all together. I don't know if you guys would like to see that. And I know we've just had our cot bed, so I know we're going to be putting that up. So lots of footage for next week's update, I think. I think it'll probably be more of a watchy one than a chatty one. Unless anything obviously changes and I keep you guys informed. So this video, once again, has been pretty long. I'm so sorry. I know I like to waffle anyway, but I always like to be honest and like let you guys know what's going on. And you guys always seem to enjoy the fact that I'm that honest and detailed and stuff. So long may it continue. So this is pretty much the end of the video now. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up as it makes me smile. And if you aren't subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel. It doesn't spam you or anything. It just lets you know as soon as I've got a new video out in your subscriptions, so you can keep watching, because that would be awesome to have more followers. You can also follow me on my Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook, and I do have a blog where I'm posting all like my baby wish list. Like I've done 3 now, where I did like all the cot beds that I was interested in, also done like the changing bags I was interested in. Just done a really cute one about all the baby girls clothing that I'm interested in, and next week's one is going to be the prams that I'm interested in. So yeah, I've always got content going live on Monday, Wednesday and Saturday on the blog, for the time being anyway. So yeah, make sure you go over there and check it out to go inside so you can get your daily share of Lucie. If you have any ideas of videos as well that you might like to say, leave them in the comments down below. Just say hi, let me know how your pregnancy is doing. Would really love to hear from you. Bye guys.